Being a descendant of slavery, people tell you that your country of origin is Africa, and you sometimes believe it too, because slaves were imported from Africa, so to speak. Slavery. We are a unique group of people. We are the only group of people, really, that has turned into another people because of imprisonment and mixing to become a certain kind of people. Now, historically, there's other groups have mixed. That's what you got, the Mexicans mixing with the Spanish and what else? Dark people, black. Oh, and they Latino. They got a huge Latino community. So they separated themselves from black people, actual black people, because they didn't want to be black, or they wanted to be Spanish, but Spanish wouldn't allow it. Spain wouldn't allow them to be white. So they had to be Latino. They had to be Hispanic. Okay? But they're not Spanish. They're not Spanish. Spanish is basically white people. People in Spain, they don't run nowhere at nobody else's country to live and to build and lie to their children and tell their children that this is your country and that you work harder than black people. When we came here, we had nothing, and you see what we did. That's a lie you're telling your children. You didn't do anything. You went to the nearest place where they give government assistance until you got on your feet. And you lived in the shadows of this country. So don't lie to your children and say, because now you're buffered off of our tax dollars and our livelihood, and you lie to your children and say, well, we didn't have anything when we came here, and look what we did. Black folks can do this. Black folks could have did this. You don't know nothing about us. So don't sit there and tell your children a lie about you coming from somewhere and you didn't have much, and look what you did, including you white folks, immigrants that came from somewhere else that were poor as a dog, and then build yourself off of slavery and the capitalism around slavery that was born off slavery, the capitalism that was born off slavery and our tax dollars as America's children and the descendants of the United States slaves. Don't you dare do that. Tell your children that you are here doing better. You didn't have much. The first thing you did when you got here, and doing now probably, got a loan from our banks. You could not build your own country. So if you are an immigrant and you are born in this country, you have an immigrant parent and you have an immigrant dad, you need to listen to this, because one day you're going to be disappointed if you don't know the truth. This is my country. This is our country. I am an American. I am an American Negro. And I am the FBA and an ADOS. I am an American. This is my country. I built this country. My family engineered this country for centuries, 500 years before this country even was born. I am the birth of this nation. Me and my family, my blood lineage. Every last one of us American Negro, with on our birth certificate, we got some kind of white ancestry too. That's something we don't talk about that much, because it don't really mean nothing to us. And we don't like how it happened. But we are a certain kind of people. We are a people of our own agenda. We are a people of our own blood lineage. We're not no damn Africans. We don't even look like them, really. They kind of, sort of, but we sure don't have that code of conduct. I mean, some of them cool, some black folks around the diaspora cool and in the islands, but we still need to know who we are. That's what's important. That's what's important. That's how they getting over on us. And you, people coming here telling your kids that you so much good riding that Escalade, and your daddy Pedro own that company, and you running around looking at black people like we some kind of, like we starving. Well, you ought to go back to where your daddy left from, the home he left from. You see, my granddaddy, he took up pride and built this country. And they fought in it. Even the KKK fought them in wars. Your granddaddy and your daddy, the difference between mine and yours as a Hispanic is yours left as immigration. Yours was a coward. He left home to come over here what my granddaddy built. Remember Dr. King? That's my uncle. All these people are my family members. Mary Jane Clyde Bethune, all them, these are my family members. Joe Louis and them, these are my family members who built this country. Your country is in Guatemala somewhere or in Africa somewhere. That's where your country at. That's where your country at. In Africa, Guatemala somewhere, that is just where your country is at. And that is where you have to understand what you gonna understand no matter what. Your country is there. That's where your country at. And you know what? And those who are in here talking about you created this and created that, you wouldn't even have a decent life if you wasn't here. You'll be somewhere shucking corn with a plank house while the gangs ruling your street. You too. Puerto Ricans too. Everybody. The Negro is a really powerful, structured human being who been through a lot. We did what y'all needed. We your mothers and fathers. So to you young immigrants who don't know, we gave your parents a place to come because they were not strong as we are in terms of how to build a society and how to stand up for rights and stand up to their government like we did during Jim Crow and got laws in effect. The Reverend Abernathy stood up for you guys during immigration. That is my blood lineage. My mother voted for Joe Biden, and I told her not to. And all the black people voted for Joe Biden when Trump was getting rid of y'all. We taking care of y'all now. We are the ones, the reason y'all here and y'all safe. So when you tell people that black people could do what you do, you need to be doing what black people done, and you know it. And I mean that. I'm tired of y'all lying to y'all families and to these little babies when they coming up, look like they can look down on black people. And that little quarter that your boy got, him buying the ice cream with, and that little dollar that he got, he wouldn't have it if it weren't for me. We take care of y'all, and it's done illegally now. And the last time y'all was about to get deported, my family and all the black people put Joe Biden in office to keep y'all from being deported. We taking care of y'all right now. To this very day, we taking care of you. So don't you open your mouth against us. And if you want to stand with us with reparations, you do, and you do in silence, because we taking care of you right now, because you are illegally here and you're breaking the law, and you're taking our money from us, and the government giving it to you because we are in a war, and the only people they're trying to hurt is us, not you. They're jealous of us. A lot of y'all are jealous. Some of y'all, we can't help who we are in terms of being talented. And we're not Africans. And stop playing games. And reparations belong to us, and you're supposed to be paying a reparation check. Thank you for joining me. And cut the check.